Okay, credit cards. Let's see. We've got our shoppers more or less likely use credit cards for impulse purchases or not. We're going to stop every third person leaving department store with a purchase. It's effectively a random sample of people who buy at the store. Okay, a few questions. Let's classify as impulse or not. Here's the data on how they paid. Okay, let's look at some totals here. Impulse purchases, 13 plus 18 is 31. 35 is 66. And there's a total of 97 and 49 and 48. Okay, I'm just writing the totals down here. We want a 95%, so number one, a 95% confidence interval for all customers at the store who use a credit card. Okay, so P hat. If you use a credit card, that's 48 out of 97, right? Because 48 people use a credit card. So it's going to be P hat plus or minus Z star of 1.960 square root of P hat Q hat over N. So let me try this again here, see if I can get this going. Oh, wait, there we go. Okay, so 1 prop Z interval. So we got 48 out of 97, 95% confidence interval. So they're 39.5 to 59.4. So I'm 95% confident that between 39.5% and 59.4% of all shoppers use a credit card. That's just another way to say the true proportion of shoppers who use a credit card is between 39.5 and 59.4%. Right? Ooh, is that right? I gotta think about that now. Make sure I'm not saying one, they're thinking one thing and writing another. That the true proportion of shoppers who use a credit card is between here. That between here and here of all shoppers use a credit card. So the true proportion, the true percent is between here. So between here and here of all shoppers. Yeah, okay, that's the same. I'm sorry. Getting late, I guess. Okay, so secondly, that's the first part of the question. Second part says, give numerical summaries to describe the difference in credit card use between impulse and planned purchases. Is the difference statistically significant? Okay, well, let's say this. PI. Let's see, this is a proportion of impulse purchases who use a credit card. 13 out of 31. Planned purchases who use a credit card. 35 out of 66. My guessing is a higher percentage of impulse purchases use a credit card, because if it's an impulse purchase, you probably don't have money readily available, so here, I'll put it on credit. That's just me thinking out loud. Now I might be wrong. Let's see what we got. 41.9%. And this is 35 divided by 66. 53%. Oh, look at that, I was wrong. Okay, so a higher percentage of planned purchases used a credit card than impulse purchases. Okay, and is the difference statistically significant? Meaning, is there a reason for that, or did that just happen by chance? So we've got H0 PI equals P planned. HA PI is not equal to. Is there a difference? Okay, does that make sense? Check the conditions. They're the same as in the past, as all of them. Representative, random sample. The data is independent. You're not checking a bunch of family members coming out. It's every third person. The samples are large enough, and again, like I said, we'll check those. And 4, the samples are independent of each other. Okay, so we're going to assume those are met, and this is one that we really need just to verify. And so then if we do the test, we're going to do a 2 proportion z-test. So I'm going to put in, let's see, 13 out of 31. X2 is 35 out of 66. And they are not equal to each other. And so I get z equals negative 1.01, p-value of 30.8%. Okay, so that's big. So that tells me that this just happened by random chance, right? 30% chance of that happening. So since 30.8% is greater than 5%, I don't have evidence of a difference between credit card use in impulse or planned purchases. Okay, does that make sense? There you go.